Morning. It is kind of early for me on a Sunday. I'm going to attempt to make some sourdough loaf. This is, I don't know, a project. Everybody says this is my rise. I fed it last night. I don't know. I'm going off a recipe that is from Muscle Mama sourdough, and it looks the easiest. So I'm gonna try it out and see how it goes. I made some sourdough starter crackers yesterday, and I may have eaten too many because I had a big old stomach ache after I had some pop soda with it. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna attempt the whole sourdough thing. So this has been going for I want to say about 9 days-ish, something like that. Some people say that's not enough. I'm like, let's just go for it and try it. I got the starter from someone else, so I didn't start it on my own. So I think we're gonna try it. His risen, it's starting to fall a little. The recipe told me it's okay if it falls so a little bit. So I'm choosing the one that feels the best to me, that feels like my inadequacies with sourdough will be just fine. Good morning. I wanted to start this part of my video just sharing something that I created, and it's on Redbubble. I upload some of my designs on, or all of my designs on Redbubble and Spoonflower. And something I had ordered for me, and I got one for a good friend of mine, is this little pouch. And it has my designs, the 3 hummingbirds with the orbs on it. And I actually use it for my watercolor pencils just to store them. And I got this in the mail, and I was just really proud of myself and how far I've come. And I wanted to talk a little bit about why that is and how I got there. And it's all about just deciding, like making a decision to do something. Maybe it's making a decision to remove, situations and things that no longer serve you in your life. Maybe it is, making the decision to like go to the gym every day, which, I try to do in my basement. And just the whole act of choosing, deciding. And one thing that's really helped me in my art, in my process of becoming like this artist that I believe in and that I love my own designs, is I just decided that my opinion about my art and myself is the only thing that matters. And I'd like to reframe that. I try to stay away from saying that someone else's opinion doesn't matter, because I feel like it shifts from, putting it on that person and really caring about what they think and then not caring about what they think, just eliminating it altogether and coming just back to myself and saying, my opinion is literally the only opinion that matters. Do I like what I'm creating? Is it authentic? I'm not trying to compare myself. I follow a few surface pattern designers, a few artists, and I don't constantly look at their work because I think the comparison can, hurt in that way at times. It's, you start to feel maybe less than. And even now I can look at somebody else's art and say to myself, wow, that's beautiful. It's great. And have it really try not to affect me and take nothing away from my own art, because what they're doing is what they're doing, and what I'm doing is what matters to me. It's the only thing that matters to me when it comes to my own art. I have been kind of talking about values with, just some friends and people. And I said, one of my top values for me, and then other people I would want to associate with, deep friendships, deep relationships, is authenticity. And if I'm constantly comparing myself to others or worrying about what other people think about my art or me and the choices I make, it's not authentic. It's really, you know, thinking about the other. And I just like it to come back to me where it's, am I doing what's best for me? I tune everything out. I try to tune all the noise out. I've been telling people lately, like, I have blinders on, and and it works for me. I have focused goals, and I'm going in that direction, and whatever feels good for me. So I think it just has made my life a lot easier. It's brought more joy into my life, and then creating objects like this. I never thought that this was a possibility for me, to have my art printed on something. Obviously, I made it and paid for it and, you know, uploaded and everything. But it just is like this symbol for my future goals is to get my surface pattern designs out, you know, further into the world and hopefully bring beauty and joy into this world. I do want to say too that, you know, deciding to choose yourself and deciding to choose myself, deciding to do something and stick with it, deciding that my opinion is the only opinion that matters is not something that comes overnight. I think I've really struggled in the past wanting that outside validation, wanting people to believe in me when the truth was I didn't truly believe in myself. And I think trust and self-belief is, you know, it's a process we have to work through. I think we've just been so conditioned to get that validation from others. I think it's a process that takes time. It's taken me years to get here. And I do go back sometimes thinking, oh, is this good enough? And I, you know, dive deep on the Instagram and see other art that's amazing. And it creates that doubt, that little self-doubt, and just deciding like, yeah, no, that's not going to affect me any longer. Like, they're doing them, and there's so much abundance in this world for everyone that their success, their creation does not stifle mine, does not make mine less than. It's I'm just going to be true to me because that's all I can do. That's all I can control. And it feels the best. It feels really good when I'm authentic and creating and growing within my art. So I wanted to take you through something I'm currently working on. It's part of a challenge, but also I feel like I've been guided to create this just on my own. I have gotten into baking bread. I know it's a huge thing right now. Bread has been like this thing for me lately, and I've been making all kinds of focaccia, rustic loaves. Today I'm working on a sourdough. Cross fingers. I don't think I'm going to try sourdough again after this. I'm not sure. And just like some other rolls I'm making. And I've really just gotten into it. So I wanted to share with you a mini collection that I created. This is what it looks like. It's focaccia. And I created this for a 4-week mini challenge, but also I really have been just guided to try and illustrate the recipes that I'm making. I would eventually like to add some of the steps and, you know, give credit to the creator of the recipes that I use. I found most online, getting a couple from friends, and of course my mom, who we have generational recipes for her breads and like matzo ball soup and some hamantaschen cookies. So I've just been sort of diving into this, but this is my focaccia recipe final. It's called a hero illustration, so it's got all of the elements, and I love adding plants and florals onto my work, and it just comes naturally for me. I'm a huge plant person, and florals. I love florals. I love, actually I don't wear florals, but I love flowers in my house. I love gardening. So I just thought I'd show you some of my pieces. So you saw the focaccia loaves. This is an image. I work off of a reference image. I'll show you how I kind of do that. I could spend my time drawing everything perfectly, but I take the photos for the most part. If I don't freehand, then I'll, you know, take a picture of something. And like this water bowl, I actually, this one is, I could do a lot better on this one, but I kind of was running out of time and it was late and I needed to go to bed to go to work tomorrow, so the next day. So I went through this one fairly quickly, as you can tell. But all the elements to the hero design, so all these little ones are called spot illustrations, or just one-offs, and they can be used as, you know, an illustration to put on like a pin, or like a card or what have you. So the one of the trends for 2026 through Kat Cocolette's trend report is these pins, these little pins. And my friend and her daughter keep talking about going to Disney World. They go like once a year and they have all these pins, and they trade them. So I thought, wouldn't that be kind of cool if, you know, there was like some baker's convention and like you showed up with all like your favorite baking pins, you know, sea salt is your favorite. If you make a focaccia bread, you get to wear that pin because you made it and now you're awesome sauce, right? So just kind of fun. I realized flaky everywhere. For some reason, I was like, yeah, flaky salt has an EY, not just a Y. I need to check my spelling, but something funny happened creating this. There is basically everything flaky salt is spelled FLAKY without the E. And I just kind of went with the EY, not even thinking twice. And I'm like, okay, I need to find someone, a brand, something who uses the E in the flaky. It's like one of the biggest YouTubers, his cooking YouTubers, Nick DiGiovanni, who I just started following. I had seen him in a show on like not a pawn shop, a collector show. And I saw his picture come up on this flaky salt, and it was spelled with the EY. And I was like, oh my gosh, if this guy is spelling this flaky salt that he's representing, then I'm doing okay. So I just left it. I thought, I'm not redoing that for an E. And Nick DiGiovanni approves apparently for his own creation or his own salt brand. Honey jar, and I even went in and made, you know, all the details for the bee. It's very detailed within the little illustrations. And I use honey in like almost all these recipes. The bread flour. This is actually an image. The starter image, the reference piece, was a photograph from my mom, who's 83. And she did such a good job. I liked her angle, and I don't have the bag of flour. I have like a canister, and I wanted the bag. So I really liked her angle, and she was really happy to kind of help photograph. The olive oil, you obviously have to be really careful with branding. You cannot, you know, use any name brand. So I just called this really, really good olive oil because it makes a huge difference. And then I want you to notice like these olives. What I did was I took those olives and I created a blender pattern for week 2 with this challenge. So here's the olives I created, and of course added the florals, and then created those surface pattern designs from that olive. So just a repeat pattern in some different colorways. I think if I went back and did it again, I always come back overnight. I think I would make a little difference, more of a difference with color between the leaves and the olives, but you know, it is what it is, and I like it still. So when I looked at a olive branch and the leaves, they looked kind of similar to me. So, and I'm using green olives. Yeah, I like the green olives. Even though black olives are probably what they use for the olive oil, I like green olives. So just wanted to kind of show you what I'm working on for this little recipe book idea. This is the next item I'm going to sketch out and then start working on that goes with this with this illustration, with this collection. She's Kat Coke's her challenge. She has a week 3 and a week 4, and so I have kind of an idea of what I want to do for those other weeks as well. So it's the next day. I actually put on pause my Danish whisk I was working on in Procreate and finished that today. Yesterday afternoon, I went to my best friend's house, and her family were having me over for dinner, and we just had a really great time together. I got home late. My sourdough was waiting for me on the counter to get shaped and thrown into the fridge overnight. So I'm just about to go pop that in the oven and see how that goes. Please wish me luck. That's my first sourdough. Might be my last. I have no idea. I actually really love making focaccia. So I'm kind of a focaccia girl. But anyway, thank you for joining me in this video and any other videos you've been watching. I'm a teeny tiny channel just trying to get my start on YouTube and sharing my journey, my adventure with you on here. And any comments, likes, subscriptions would be greatly appreciated. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about this video or any other one, anything that you're deciding to do or anything you're deciding to be this year, any journey that you are going on or have been on. So feel free to like, subscribe, comment. I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.